Okay, so before we get too far, I got to give a huge shout out to Iceni for this one.
Yeah,
This is intense.
absolutely.
This is a deep dive into I guess we could just call it like the conspiracy theory worldview.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
and we're talking about like a document that's called Illuminati.pdf.
Mm.
And an image that's like someone took all the world's conspiracy theories and like made like a big web out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's a lot.
it's a lot to take in for sure.
Yeah.
So before we get too far, I want to remind everybody if you love this kind of deep dive into like this fringe content, this stuff that's kind of out there,
Right.
hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, please.
Hit the like button, tell your friends about it. We really appreciate all the support, and it helps us make more of this.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's get into it.
Yeah.
I guess when we look at this Illuminati.pdf document, we see a lot of names. We see a lot of groups that we always hear about
Yeah.
when we talk about conspiracy theory.
Yeah, you see the Rothschilds.
The Rothschilds.
Yeah, Rockefellers.
Rockefellers.
Secret societies,
Secret societies.
The Freemasons.
Yeah, Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones.
Like all the big ones are there.
Yeah, all the classics.
All the classics. Are there is there something to that, or is that just kind of like the low-hanging fruit of...
Well, I mean, I think it makes sense when you think about it, right?
Okay.
You have these families like the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, who built these huge financial empires,
Yeah.
especially back in the 18th and 19th centuries.
Right.
And they were involved in banking and finance, which are areas that a lot of people already find mysterious and kind of scary.
Yeah.
And so it's really easy to kind of point to them and say, aha, there's the shadowy figures controlling the world's money.
Right. They're like the perfect villains in a way.
Exactly. And then you add in the secret societies with their rituals and their hidden knowledge.
Right.
And it just kind of feeds into that whole narrative of like a hidden elite controlling everything from behind the scenes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like ready-made for the conspiracy theory narrative.
It's exactly.
But it's not just the names, right? It's this whole image
Yeah.
that Iceni sent in. And one thing that really pops out is like front and center.
Oh, yeah.
It's the all-seeing eye
Mm-hmm.
and the pyramid.
Classic.
Like, you can't have a conspiracy theory board without those, can you?
I mean, they're like staples at this point, right?
Yeah.
But, it's interesting because those symbols actually have a lot of history that goes way beyond conspiracy theories.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the all-seeing eye, for example, goes all the way back to ancient Egypt.
Wow.
And it was later adopted by groups like the Freemasons. But in those contexts, it didn't necessarily have the same sinister connotations that it does in conspiracy theories.
Oh, so it's kind of been reappropriated in a way.
Exactly. Yeah, Iceni seems to be using it in that classic conspiracy theory sense of like a powerful unseen force that's watching over everything,
Yeah.
maybe even manipulating events. And then you have the pyramid, which also has ancient Egyptian roots, and it symbolizes hierarchy power and maybe even this idea of like a secret group at the top controlling everything.
Right. Right. It's powerful imagery.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what really gets me, though, when I look at this image, is how it tries to tie together these really big historical events.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm talking about JFK,
Yeah,
9/11, even the moon landing.
right. Yeah.
Like, it's like they're trying to say, look, all these things are connected.
Yeah, see? It's all part of the plan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is this a common thing that we see in conspiracy theories, or is this just something that's unique to Iceni's worldview?
Oh, no, this is definitely a pattern that we see a lot.
Really?
Yeah, it's like one of the hallmarks of conspiracy theories, this idea of weaving together these seemingly disparate events into one grand narrative.
Right.
It's like creating this big tapestry of history where everything is connected and everything has a purpose, even the bad stuff.
And that's appealing to people.
It can be. Yeah, because it offers a sense of order in a world that often feels very chaotic and random.
So it's like if everything's planned, even the bad things, it's somehow less scary.
Yeah, I think for some people that's definitely part of the appeal.
Okay, I see. There's one connection here that I got to ask about.
Oh, yeah.
It's the line between Princess Diana
Mm-hmm.
and the Rothschilds.
Yeah.
Like, what's the connection there?
Well, you have to remember that conspiracy theories often tap into existing power dynamics and societal anxieties.
Okay.
Diana was obviously a very beloved figure, and her death was very tragic and sudden.
Right.
And so it's not surprising that there would be a lot of speculation surrounding her death
Yeah.
and connecting her to a family like the Rothschilds, who are often seen as this symbol of wealth and power, kind of fits into that narrative of like the elite silencing those who threaten their control.
So it's not necessarily about like actual evidence.
Yeah.
It's more about fitting the pieces into a worldview that already exists.
Exactly. It's about confirming those pre-existing beliefs.
Okay. Um, I guess like the big question here is why are we so drawn to these webs of conspiracy? Like, what is it about this way of looking at the world that's so appealing, even if it seems out there?
Well, I think one way to look at it is that conspiracy theories offer this kind of neat and tidy solution to the messiness of the world.
Right.
They give you a clear villain, they give you a sense of understanding, and they can even give you a feeling of control. Like, if you can just expose the truth, if you can just crack the code, then maybe you can fight back against these hidden forces.
Yeah, it's like a puzzle that you can solve.
Exactly. And that can be very tempting, even if the puzzle itself is based on shaky ground.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wow. This has been a lot to process.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I feel like this deep dive has really kind of left me with more questions than answers.
That's how it usually goes with these kinds of things.
Yeah. Like, where's the line between like healthy skepticism and just like falling down the rabbit hole?
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it?
It really is. Well, hey, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the heart of conspiracy.
My pleasure.
And until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, but maybe bring a flashlight for those dark corners.
Good advice.
All right.
See you next time.
Later.
Bye.